Thank you so much for joining me as I tell my story about how the Nintendo Switch actually changed my life. So back in about March of 2020, when we were all under these lockdowns worldwide, right? Most people had more free time than they ever had in their entire life. But for me personally, the job that I was at, I was in the service industry, actually doing pest control. And I guess with more people being home, more people had more free time than ever. So I was just busier than ever. I was working from like 7:30 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, sometimes 8 o'clock, 8:30. There was even probably a couple days I clocked out like 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I was busier than ever. And around this time, I also found myself becoming a single father. So I kind of had to drop my hobby of constantly going to the basketball courts and the open gyms in town. And I had kind of fallen away from gaming for a while. That was until, I kept going to Walmart and seeing that they had these Nintendo Switch lights in stock. I picked up this yellow Nintendo Switch light, and I'm so glad that I did. I had no idea that buying a Nintendo Switch Lite would be so life-changing for me. I just thought it would just be another, way to get back into gaming again and have some fun, but it has had a bigger impact on me than I could have ever imagined. So with me being busier than ever, working these long, crazy hours, being a single dad, I definitely just didn't have a lot of free time to just sit in front of the TV and play video games. And that's where the Nintendo Switch came in clutch, because every night when I was in bed, I was just playing this thing, putting in a lot of hours, probably staying up too late playing it, waking up for work tired the next morning. But I was just so glad to be back into gaming again. I finally had a little bit of extra money to get back into the hobby. And while true dedicated handheld gaming devices like the Nintendo Game Boy Advance and the 3DS definitely have their place and are awesome, there was just something definitely so special about being able to truly take console gaming experiences on the go with the Nintendo Switch that was just a game changer for myself, and I'm sure so many busy adults out there. So if you're someone who can relate to my story and feels like the Nintendo Switch definitely made gaming more accessible and maybe even doable for you again, definitely let me know down in the comments below, because I know I can't be alone with this. So the first gaming experience on the Nintendo Switch that was truly life-changing for me, of course, is none other than The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This was the first game in a really long time that I just felt like gave me that magical child-life experience again. I was just so immersed in this vast and rich open world, just discovering new secrets, getting new armor, upgrading my health and stamina, being able to paraglide for longer, and just being able to find really cool locations like Eventide Island. When I talked about staying up late, waking up really tired for work the next day, it was probably when I was playing this game right here, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This game truly had me fully immersed and really gave me that passion and that spark for gaming again. So while there were definitely some other games that were just life-changing games for me on the Nintendo Switch, I first just want to say that without the Nintendo Switch, I don't think I would have even made this channel. Now, the first couple of videos that I posted to this channel were not Nintendo Switch videos. They were actually about the 3DS, but my plan was always to get into Switch content because I started this channel in March of 2023, so I already had 3 years of playing Nintendo Switch games. I knew that I would have plenty to talk about, and I am just so grateful for the Nintendo Switch just becoming such a big hobby for me, which even got me into content creation and connected me to a lot of great people out there, a lot of great content creators, and just even gamers in general that I've interacted with on YouTube and Twitter. I just really appreciate all the positivity, all the positive feedbacks. I've had comments telling me that I've made somebody's day better, and that's just so huge for me. Like, you have no idea how much that means to me and how much I truly appreciate you all, how much I appreciate all the other gaming content creators who have accepted me in the community with open arms without a problem. I've been able to work with some of my my favorite content creators that I watched before even starting this channel, like Orbalology, Demeech, even some of the smaller ones that really inspired me, Mad Kaiser, Gaming with Crushwork, some bigger creators like FemTrooper, Ghostlink. Like, you guys have had such a big impact on me, and I'm sorry I'm not going to take the time to mention every creator I've ever worked with, but I really appreciate you so much, Radbash Gaming, Mad Kaiser. But this isn't a shout out video. I just wanted to take the time and just say that getting into gaming and YouTube has just really been life-changing for me. Even if I don't get huge views, even if I don't make any money, just knowing that one person out there might have enjoyed my video and I might have made their day better just means the world to me. And if you're watching this right now, I appreciate you for watching it too so very much. But getting back to the life-changing Nintendo Switch games that had a huge impact on me, the next one that I definitely have to talk about is Fire Emblem Three Houses. And this game has just had such a big impact on me because growing up, the only JRPGs that I had ever really played were the Pokemon games, and the only exposure other than that I had to JRPGs was watching my cousin when he was like 14 dedicate an entire year of his life to playing Final Fantasy X back on the PS2. Other than that, I had never picked up a JRPG, but I kept hearing about Fire Emblem Three Houses on all these YouTube videos, what a great game it was. And when GameStop put it on sale for, I think it was like $30 around Christmas or Black Friday one year, I picked it up, and wow, since the moment I started this game up, the beautiful anime cutscenes, the immersive story, the great strategy gameplay, this game was truly a life changer for me and really made me want to get into the genre of playing JRPGs and check out more games. And that led me to really becoming a big fan of the Shin Megami Tensei series as well. But Fire Emblem Three Houses is just such a magical game with great gameplay, a really amazing story, just really well written, fleshed out characters that just have so much personality to them. And it made me realize that having a JRPG with human members instead of just, you know, these cute Pokemon is cool, but it's even cooler to have these human party members that all have their own story and their personality and everything. And the music in this game, the art style, the story, the gameplay, everything about this game is just so good. And if there was any Nintendo Switch game that I would give a 10 out of 10 to, it would probably be this game right here, Fire Emblem Three Houses. I am so grateful for this game. Before I talk about another life-changing Nintendo Switch game, I also just want to say that before starting this YouTube channel, which led me to starting a gaming Twitter account, I really didn't have many people outside of YouTube to share my gaming experiences and memories with. So I'm really grateful for this community here as well. Just being able to share our experiences about gaming is really fun because I don't really know too many people in real life that are into Nintendo and the Nintendo Switch. But the next Nintendo Switch game that was life-changing for me was actually a third-party game, and that game is Streets of Rage 4. This game truly made me fall in love with the genre of beat 'em ups, and to me, it is the best beat 'em up of all time. It's just packed with content, with a really good long story campaign. It even has the DLC where you get that survival mode that has RPG elements. It has plenty of characters. It even has my boy Rue in here, who is the best beat 'em up fighting character in any game ever. But prior to playing Streets of Rage 4, you know, I had kind of dabbled in beat 'em ups a little bit by playing the classic Streets of Rage games and like Golden Axe and those Sega compilations that would come out on like the PS2 and the PS3, but I never got too far in them. But Streets of Rage 4 finally made this genre a bit more accessible for me. I started off playing it, I think, on normal. Then I went on to beat the game on hard, and I went on to play a lot of other beat 'em ups after this, and even some of the classic ones as well. And I'll be honest, I haven't beaten any of the classic Streets of Rage games yet, but I've gotten further than them than I ever did as a kid, and I think that is all thanks to Streets of Rage 4. Beat 'em ups have become one of my favorite gaming genres now. I just think it's the perfect type of game to just pick up and play by yourself or with family and friends. It makes for great couch co-op experiences as well, which I know aren't all as common these days, but I think it is great when you can actually get together in person with family and friends and enjoy these games. I did mention earlier in this video that I'm glad to make these videos, even if one person enjoys it, even if I'm not making big money or getting big views. But, you know, thanks to the Nintendo Switch getting me into making gaming content, I actually have been able to turn this hobby into a little bit of a side hustle by talking about games here on YouTube. So anybody who's watched my videos and helped make that dream come true for me, I really appreciate you so much. I really appreciate you all hearing my story so much about how the Nintendo Switch has actually changed my life. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that notification bell if you like Nintendo Switch 1 and Nintendo Switch 2 content. But until the next video, I will catch you all later.